it's Steph. Thanks for clicking. This is my finale for Deck of Panning. Emily of Emily and Max created this project a few years ago. This was my first time participating, and it's time to end it here. It will be coming back next year, and I will be happy to do this again, so I'm really excited about that. But today we're going to go through the products that I have been working on for the final month of the project and see where I ended up. Several months ago, I think it was back in either March or April, I drew the Ten of Hearts. The Ten of Hearts was then in it for the long haul, and it has been a very long haul. This is the Osé Ocean Eyes Eye Serum. My goal was to finish it. I have failed. It turned out to be a longer haul than I thought, so you can see that I'm about halfway done. I'm down at the bottom of where that S is. So half gone is pretty good. I am going to be putting this away though. That is because I do have an eye cream in a different project that I'm going to be focusing on instead of this. But whenever that's gone, I will come back and finish this off, though this probably isn't going to be an empty for like a year and a half at this rate. It's a decent product. I wouldn't buy another one because I would rather use an eye cream than an eye serum, and using multiple eye products for hydration just seems a little bit like overkill to me. It's not something I want to be spending my time or money on. So this is out of the project, still in my collection. Someday I'll finish it. Almost as long ago, I drew the Nine of Spades, which at the time was Match's eye color. My eyes are a very dark brown. This is my Lilo & Stitch Ohana palette, and in here is a very dark brown eyeshadow. It's that one right here. It is called Ohana. My goal was to hit pan, and it has been 42 uses since I brought this into the project, and no pan. There is a good dip in there. I don't know how many more uses it's going to take. 42 is a lot, and I did have this in 50 Shades of Brown before it was in this project. So it has been well over 100 uses on this eyeshadow in the length of time that I've had it, and no pan. So that is disappointing. Whenever I use this palette and I'm looking for something like a liner or sometimes a deepening shade, that is the one I'll go for. It is a very strange consistency. It's not great quality, but the way I use eyeshadow, it's if I'm using that palette, I'm not going to pull out a different palette for a different shade. So when I'm using this palette, I will use that shade when it's the type of thing that I'm after. I'm going to keep doing that, and who knows when I'm going to hit pan. A few months ago, I got the Four of Clubs, which was hit a pan. I knew I probably wouldn't really. This is the NARS blush in Orgasm X. It's a sample of it. I was trying to hit pan in this blush. I did not. I used it 23 times in this project. It did a prior use before I brought it in here. And so I'm probably at about 60 uses total on this blush. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell, but along that edge of the pan, you can tell that it dips down. And that's what I have to show for about 60 uses. So nowhere close to pan. It is a pretty color. It's not my default shade, so it's not a formula issue. It's just I don't think corals look quite as good on me as some of the other shades that are available to me, but I will hit the pan eventually. It's just probably gonna take me a couple years. When I drew the Five of Clubs, it was the brand that you own the most from, and the brand I own the most from turned out to be Ulta. What I picked was this little poreless face primer. I got this as a gift with purchase. My goal was to finish it, and I didn't really expect to do that. I did expect to at least open it. I am still working on a mini primer that I had in another project, so I didn't open this one even. You can still see that it has the plastic around it. So this is a giant fail. But since I went through the trouble of digging this out of my closet to find something for this prompt, it's going to stay out of my closet, and it's still going to be the next primer that I use. I actually did roll this out last month. It was the Ace of Clubs, and it was for Baby Goal. I was so very close that I called it done. And it wasn't quite yet. It turned out I got 3 more uses out of it, but it was this La Roche-Posay cleanser. It was a sample that I was trying to finish, and I just wanted to prove that I did indeed finish it, even though it wasn't technically by the last update. It's still a success story. Last month I drew the Four of Spades, which was yummy, and I knew I wouldn't really meet this goal, but I still wanted to use this product at least a little bit. It's the Ulta Beauty Lip Balm Stain in the shade Apple. Apples are yummy. My goal was 10 uses, I only got 1. So that's really disappointing. I thought I'd use it a little bit more than that, but I didn't really expect it to be a goal met anyway. So that is the end of this project. I didn't really meet any additional goals this month, and that's very, very sad. But I am looking forward to a chance to start over again next January and see if I can get through more cards than I did this year. This is a great project, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. Wish me luck, good luck with your projects, and I will see you next month for an intro. And I'm going to go before my voice completely dies. Bye.